First Lieutenant Daryl Miller. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's ceremony. The men and women of the United States Space Force and Mission Delta IV extend a warm welcome to the family and friends who have joined us today as we pay special tribute to Master Sergeant Williams on the occasion of his retirement from the United States Space Force. A retirement ceremony is a time-honored tradition. It is a time to pause and acknowledge a career of dedicated service to our great country. Today marks the closure of a military career spanning over 19 years. The presiding official for today's ceremony is the Deputy Director, 460th Support Squadron, Major Letitia Bland. Please stand for the arrival of the official party, the playing of military honors, the presentation of colors, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Airline Williams and Technical Sergeant Samantha Nevling, and the invocation given by Chaplain Knight.
Post the colors.
Present. Orders. Horse. Colors. Colors straight. March.
Y'all can stand easy. I am tempted to preach a sermon or tell stories about you, Rod, but I will skip that and go. I mostly just pray, but I will just say, I got to say how much I love you and your family, because it's rare that I get an opportunity to pray for somebody's retirement. But you're the only person I've been assigned with as many times as we've been together. And so I got to just say how meaningful this is, and I'm excited for you. And with that, I'm going to pray a blessing for for you and your family. So please feel free to join me. Gracious God, we come together here to say thank you. Thank you, Lord, for Rod Williams, for the career he's had, for all the lives he's touched over the last 2 decades. Thank you for the blessings, the skills, and the abilities that you've given to him. And we also honor him today. We remember that you are the giver of every good thing. And as we honor Master Sergeant Williams as gifts are given, we are reminded of the gifts and opportunities that you've given to him and to so many here. We also recognize his faithful love and service to those around him and to our great country. Today we celebrate all the good he has done, all the lives he's touched throughout his many years of service, including those gathered here today, and not just these, but many more all around the world. I know I've been blessed by his friendship for many years, and many more could tell story after story about how Rod Williams has made a positive impact on their lives. Lord, today I ask that you would continue to give your presence, your grace, and your blessings to him and to Kim and their family as they start this next chapter of their lives. May the coming days be filled with the joy and meaning and fulfillment that only you can give. May you give them every good thing that you have in store for them. Thank you, God, for these things, and ask this special day will be filled with blessings and hope for the future. And these things I ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you to the Mile High Honor Guard, Marilyn Williams, and Technical Sergeant Samantha Nebling for that beautiful rendition of the National Anthem, and to Chaplain Knight for those inspirational words. Everyone please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome our distinguished guests, Master Sergeant Williams' family, his wife Kim, their son Tristan, daughters Carolyn and Lorelai, his mom and stepdad, Gloria and Marvin Long, his grandfather, grandmother, Willie and Patty Williams, his sister, brother-in-law, and nephew, Miranda, Mel, and King Solomon, his aunts, Cheryl, Sandra, and Latrice Johnson. We would also like to welcome the spouse of the presiding official and family friend, Miss Olivia Thurgood, the Chief of Staff, Space Operations Command, Colonel Marcus Jackson, the Commander, Space Base Delta II, Colonel Heidi Dexter, Senior Enlisted Airman, Space Base Delta II, Chief Master Sergeant Sharma Haynes, the Senior Enlisted Leader, Space Base Delta II, Chief Master Sergeant Marlene Locks, the Senior Enlisted Leader, Space Forces Space, National Space Defense Center, Chief Wesley Harms. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to commanders, chiefs, directors, first sergeants, colleagues, and friends. Thank you for joining us as we honor Master Sergeant Roderick L. Williams for his 20 years of faithful service. It is now my honor to introduce Master Sergeant Williams' wife, Miss Kimberly Huey.
Hi, guys. So I'm going to make this big. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being here to celebrate such a huge milestone in my husband's retirement from the military after 20 years of service. That's 2 decades of commitment, countless sacrifices, and more acronyms than any human should ever have to decode. So yes, he is retiring, and I deserve an honorary doctorate in understanding. To my husband, thank you. Thank you for your unwavering dedication, for every early morning, every sacrifice you made in uniform. Your service shaped not only your career, but our family. Stop, you're gonna make me cry. And I am so proud of the man, the leader, and the guardian, astropath? You've been. Now I'll be honest, because I promised that I would be, and it kind of scared him. And I didn't want you to retire at first. I was very upset, okay? That may sound surprising coming from someone that has lived this military life alongside you, but retirement brought up a lot. We lost time. A lot of time to events, to late nights at work, to missed milestones and calls from opposite sides of the world. I felt like the uniform took things from me that I can't get back. And even though I know retirement was right, I wasn't ready to admit that we've reached this point. I mean, most of us in this room have taken the love language quiz, right? And mine is quality time and gifts. Give me lots of gifts, all right? If you can't tell from the strip I have on today, okay? And let me tell you, Uncle Sam was not the one out here dropping these flowers and planning these dinner dates, okay? We've been a dual military family, living in sync, out of sync, and every version in between. And while I'm not wearing my uniform today, it's not because I'm not proud of my own service. It's because today is your day and your moment. You've earned this spotlight. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to watching you get your new ID card. This time, as my dependent.
Hardest job in the military.
Don't worry, I'll still let you lead in public. Most days. Okay? We've gone through every season of this military life. Through the early years, which was kind of technically in the middle of each other's careers. And figuring it all out through raising our blended family of kids across time zones and through the hard conversations about what comes next. And now we have a new kind of time. The time we used to dream about during long nights apart. We're going to make the most of it. You asked me a while ago what you'll miss most about the military while you're retiring. And without hesitation, I said it's the people. I know that's true. I also know that you've touched every person in this room in some way, whether it's as a mentor, a friend, the big brother they always wanted, or just someone willing to listen and give honest feedback. You made your presence matter, and that kind of impact doesn't retire. To those that go to church, do you ever go in and you're like, man, they're really talking to me today. How did they know I needed this word, right? Well, last Sunday we went to church, and the focus at that time that they do out here, it was about God in the movies. And they talked about the movie About Time. If you've never seen it, you're not missing much. I'm gonna give you a real brief synopsis of what happened, okay? It's about a man who can travel through time. By the end, he realizes that the real magic isn't changing the past, it's living each ordinary day like it's the best day of your life. No time machines, no do-overs, just being present, soaking up the small things, and loving the people around you. And that's what I want for us now. And they did this little, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit from the word, right? Go eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart. For God has already approved what you do. Always be clothed in white, and always anoint your head with oil. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love. I didn't put that in there, it's actually in there. Whatever your hands find to do, Do it with all your might. That's the next chapter, and that's our mission now. Now, because no good speech can end without a few quotes, I already hit the man upstairs, so now I gotta think about some other things. So, to quote one of my husband's favorite shows, Dr. Dorian from Scrubs, okay? You know, in the end, the most important thing in life is cheese. Love, definitely love, okay? And another quote, maybe the mistake we make is thinking our parents will change. And maybe they did a better job than we give them credit for. And maybe there, amid all the crap they've dumped on us, are some things worth keeping, like a passion for something you never knew you had, or ability to constantly surround yourself with people who love you. And in the words of a true romantic, Jay-Z, I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. So, thank you, love. Not just for your service, but for sticking with me through it all. For growing with me, for choosing our family every step of the way. Your military chapter is closing, but our story is still wide open. I can't wait to live it with more quality time and just enough chaos to keep things interesting. I'm so incredibly proud of you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kim. It is now my honor to introduce Major Letitia Bland.
All right, how's the volume in the back? Good? All right, give me a thumbs down if it goes down, because my wife will tell me at the end if my volume is not good, okay? Which I appreciate. It's a lot of polyester blend to get down here, so it might take a second. How y'all doing? Get closer. See, I appreciate you. We need wingman back there, right? Clap it up for my wingman. Right? We need that. Okay. How is this? We'll keep going. You are my people. So is this good? Can we hear? Okay, good. Awesome. All right. How y'all feeling? Good? Feeling good? Awesome. All right. I love it. So, like they said, my name is Major Letitia Bland. I'm the Deputy Director of the Force Support Squadron. So I get to deal with all the people. And one of those people that I got to get to know was Rod, in a professional capacity, but also in a familial capacity, and it's been lovely. So I just want to say thank you for asking me like 7 months ago to do this, and giving me the honor to just honestly think about your career and your family and how much love you've poured into our force for 20 years, for that long. And I can't thank you enough for this honor. I'm really, really honored to be here today. It's not every day you get to witness the career closeout of a legend. And yes, I said it, a full-on legend. And we're going to talk about that today. Over the last 3 years, I've had the joy of getting to know Rod and his family. I know Kim, I've met RJ, Tristan, Arline, and my dear Lorelei, who loves the bunnies in my backyard. She's wonderful. You all are just a whole vibe. And I'm just so grateful to get to know you all. Along the way, I've also had the privilege of meeting Granddad Willie, Mr. Larry, Miss Gloria, his parents, his sisters, Miranda and Shantae. Just the energy, the humor, the heart that Rod brings to every room, it is very evident where he gets it from. So thank you. Thank you for bestowing so much beautiful energy on him that he's been able to pass to us. He's an absolutely phenomenal man, and your love is felt through the way that he leads. It's been phenomenal. Volume check still good? Gotta make sure. Okay. Now, before I go any further, I do want to acknowledge something important. Like Kim said, retirement does mark an end of a career, but not the end of community, not the end of laughter, support, the mentorship, and some of those war stories. And yes, Guardians have war stories. They do war in a different way, right? But we love y'all the same. Community is the heartbeat of any active duty service and veterans alike. We build community because we are often away from our families. We're often away from the familiar. We're away from the traditions that we grew up on, and we're away from the support that we've always known. And so we got to build that community where we are. And I think Rod has a community here today. So if you're here today, with the exception of his family, I want you to stand up. I want you to show his family that he has community. I want his family to see what he's poured into our force and what we are planning to give back when he leaves his career. Family, I want y'all to take a look. What do you see? You see some people who are going to give him laughter, they're going to give him love, and they might give him a couple jokes here and there, and definitely a reference for a job, because we need that. Thank you so much, family. You have community. You see, Mr. Larry, Miss Gloria, family, he's covered by all of us. He's surrounded, and that's a reflection of what you've done for him as his blood family. Now, one of the greatest prophets of our time, in his lyrical and poetic excellence, once said, "They acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. You gotta spit up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it." Who am I talking about? Kendrick Lamar. He is a prophet. Listen to the album, you'll get what I'm saying. He's in his masterpiece, TVR. Kendrick urges us to tune out the distractions and focus on what matters most. That line, "somebody gotta do it," captures the essence of duty, the paragon of stepping up, the tenacity of getting it done, even when it's different, unfamiliar, or just plain hard. And if there's anyone who's lived that message, it's Rod. So since I'm a born and raised church girl, I love a good call and response. Who knows what a call and response? Okay, somebody. I know. I see my parishioners in the building. Amen. Okay. I love a good call and response. So we're gonna try something together. When I say he got to spit up on the gas, I need you to say, "But somebody got to do it." Let's try it. Y'all ready? He got to spit up on the gas. He got to spit up on the gas. He got to spit up on the gas. Okay. Are we ready? Yes. Amen. 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 All right. So we're gonna take a little walk down memory lane. In 2005, young Airman Williams stepped into the blue, crossed into the blue, right? All those commercials from back then, and shipped off to Cape Cod Air Force Station. In cold and snowy Massachusetts, which, I mean, thank you for your service, all right. He dove into the heart of missile warning operations. Barely 2 years in, he was already a staff instructor, leading 38-member crews, acing systems tests, tracking thousands of objects in space, and serving as the Junior Enlisted Council president. Not once, but twice in like 2-3 years in his career. He earned highly qualified ratings on over 15 evaluations and was an unrivaled technician. And this is in his record. He got his foot up on the gas. He got his foot up on the gas. Okay, say it with your chest. As the years went on, he supported warfighters across the globe, evaluated mission errors, rewrote training curriculum, and managed 32-hour end-to-end tests for strategic warning systems. He got his foot up on the gas. He got his foot up on the gas. Okay, y'all with me today. He operated 2 or more ranks above his pay grade in his entire record. As a senior airman, he filled lead sergeant roles, and actually in one of those appraisals, he led in an officer role, which I thought was pretty cool. As a staff sergeant, he was running entire sections, doing thousands of hours of instruction, creating hundreds of pages of training curriculum, and setting up future generation space professionals. He even trained our Canadian partner forces to be lockstep in the fight with us. Throughout his record, you see Raiders telling promotion boards to promote him ASAP, promote now, promote right away, hungry for more, and it keeps going on and on and on. He got his foot up on the gas. Right. And let's talk hardware, because I love talking money. We all love talking money, especially me and Kim, clearly. He wasn't playing around with the money. They made him manage $250,000 radar simulators, $250 million phased array radar systems, $19.5 million radar upgrades, $13 million weapon systems, 260 million land-based East radar, and I mean, this is not Star Trek, this is his real job, I promise. Even though it looked like Star Trek in his record. It's all real life. $30 million Navy assets. And with all of this money came a whole lot of scrutiny. I mean, he even got down to a $1.5 billion joint asset portfolio. So he's managing at this massive level with all this money and all this expectation, and he's knocking it out the box. Rod was inspected more than I could count in his record. Every appraisal, every award talked about how often he was inspected. And why do they need to be inspected? Because they're doing a whole lot of things we can't see in space operations. Therefore, we need someone who's able to say, hey, you're doing it right, you're going the right direction, you're getting after the targets we have, so on and so forth. And he's that guy. He was given excellent ratings, outstanding ratings. For the Air Force alone, he was able to raise so much money, $38,000 throughout his entire career, just to support all of the other people who are doing these big money, big ticket items. Just phenomenal. So when I ask for $20, I'm gonna need that. I just want you to know. And when the uniform came off at the end of the day, he kept serving because he got his foot up on the gas. Absolutely. He mentored at youth church, volunteered for the Special Olympics, helping over 100 children with special needs, helped with UNICEF, the youth ministry, which I did not know. This is amazing. Like the reading of the word, I love it. You cleaned debris from the Vandenberg Beach, ran Meals on Wheels for those folks in need, our veterans in need. You coached soccer, football, volleyball, and basketball, and even led your team to a Division championship. You can't see me on the court, but I like it. And yes, you taught children's Bible school. You arranged ceremonies, preserving all of our Air Force traditions, and organized massive resilience efforts to ensure our minds and our spirits were right. In 2018, when the Air Force had some unfortunate events around physical fitness, you were there to save someone's life. And this was a hard time, especially for us personnelists, looking at the fitness program in a way that took care of people and didn't harm people. And he was there to render first aid, I can't think of the word, but first aid for someone. So literally save someone's life. And it's all because he got his foot up on the gas. And that somebody kept showing up, year after year recognized, with awards like the Space Operator of the Year in 2009, the Crew of the Year in 2009. In 2010, the Group Level Airman of the Quarter. In 2011, Military Outstanding Volunteer Service. Countless mission awards, there were so many. 2015, he was the General Robert T. Harris Award, the Squadron Award. In 2020, he was the Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. In 2021, he was the Joint Military Recognitions Program's Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year for the Missile and Space Intelligence Center. Try to say that 5 times fast. Get in. In 2022, he was the Joint Service Senior NCO of the Year, and one of my personal favorites, because I got to be there to witness it. In 2023, he was the Senior NCO of the Year for the Space Operations Command, and it was awesome to watch him move. From Cape Cod to Vandenberg, from Peterson to Dahlgren to Fort Meade, and right here at Buckland, Rod left his mark, building a legacy and never let up on the gas. Because he got his foot up on the gas. All right. One of the things I loved reading in his record was his deployment to my beloved 332nd Air Expeditionary Wing. It's a wing I've had the privilege to be at. So secret that everything says undisclosed location on it. I mean, it's very secret squirrel, like the things you dream of when you put this uniform on. The mission is so vital that we can't even talk about it. But the best part about the 332nd is that it has this deep-rooted history. Does anybody know the deep-rooted history of the 332nd? Tell me. Say it with your chest.
Red Tails.
The Red Tails, talk about it, right? Tuskegee Airmen, right? My lieutenant knows this, I love it, right? It's our Tuskegee Airmen. This wing was established in 1947, same year as the Air Force was born, and is the legendary home of the Tuskegee Airmen. These airmen were navigators, they were bombardiers, they were mechanics, they were instructors, they were crew chiefs, they were nurses, they were HR professionals, they were all of these things to a force that segregated them. And they still knocked it out the box. Rod got to be a part of that legend. He got to be part of a unit that has vast air power capability. It has space, it has combat search and rescue, it has precision strike, and it's all still honoring the history of our Tuskegee Airmen. It is the amalgamation of overcoming systemic barriers, but making legends, just like Rod. He got his foot up on the gas. He got his foot up on the gas. Okay. During this time there, he supported one of our largest and longest operations, Inherent Resolve. Doing almost 4,000 hours of space control operations, nominating 94 targets in the region, and sped up the mission's response rate with a 99% accuracy. Now, I can barely drive with a 99% accuracy, but he is doing no kidding space operations. You did not have to laugh that hard, my love. Y'all can't see in the front. My wife laughed very hard just now. But he never let up. And even until today, serving as a senior enlisted leader for the 5th Division Missile and Space Intelligence Center, detailing 146,000 orbital maneuvers and 143 missile and space launches. Again, Star Trek lingo that a lot of us don't get to understand. He analyzed 400,000 plus signal intelligence data points, all the while mentoring and coaching the best to be better. He got his foot up on the gas. Because in all of this, he remained an amazing father to 4 children, which is no easy feat for the average, just the average. But when you're Star Trekking it up in your job, maintaining high standards in a contested airspace, b-balling with the baddest, getting degrees, and trying to have a personal life that led him to the love of his life, it's a lot. It's a lot. I had a short conversation with RJ, his oldest son, who had his front row seat to all of this for a long time. And all he could describe was that he was just proud. He was proud of his dad's commitment. He was proud of his recruitment. He was proud of the legacy that he's leaving for the future of the force. Dare I mention, RJ did say he was proud of the campfire story he gets to tell as one of the unique folks around his community. He said it's just far more entertaining to be who he is, and I love that. And it's all because of you. So, Master Sergeant Williams, today we salute you, not just for your service to this country, not just for the missions accomplished or the systems perfected, but for the people you've mentored, the kids you've coached, the lives you've changed, and the love you've shared on and off duty. You've made the Air Force better, you've made the Space Force better. And now, as you shift from this uniform to whatever's next, remember this. You don't have to earn your rest. Hallelujah. You already earned it. You don't need rank to lead, you're already a leader. And you're not stepping away from a career, you're stepping into a legacy. So go ahead. Keep your foot on the gas. Because somebody got to do it. Y'all do it. I love it. Somebody's got to do it, and it's you. And it's always you. Congratulations. I love you. We love you. You have a community. You have love. You have your children. And you have a vast amount of veterans and active duty alike that are going to be one phone call away, that are going to be one job reference away, that will be one laughing war story away. All of it. And ready for you. Keep your foot on the gas. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Major Bland. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Major Bland presents the Meritorious Service Medal to Master Sergeant Williams.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Master Sergeant Roderick L. Williams distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Delta Staff Senior Enlisted Leader, Mission Delta 4, Buckley Space Force Base, Colorado. During this period, Sergeant Williams led a 59-member staff in charge of managing, tasking, and supporting 1,327 Guardians, Airmen, Allies, civilians, and contractors. He guided space and cyber operations of 15 units in 11 global locations, executing the $37.4 billion on-orbit and $7.97 billion ground-based missile warning and tracking missions. Additionally, he developed 209 operators that effectively reported 2.7 thousand missiles, 531 next-generation weapon systems, and over 52,000 battlespace awareness events. Furthermore, Master Sergeant Williams sustained 3 operational weapon system baselines by coordinating with 5 program offices and 37 developers, thus operationally accepting 2 software updates in an unprecedented 3-month time frame. Finally, his leadership was key to his 2023 Space Operations Command Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, as well as Space Delta 4's 2024 General James H. Doolittle Award. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Master Sergeant Williams culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Space Force. Please remain standing for the reading of the retirement order.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special Order AC001779, effective 30 November 2025. You are relieved from active duty, Mission Delta 4, Buckley Space Force Base. Retired effective 1 December 2025 per Air Force Instruction 36-3203 in the grade of Master Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The Space Force Retired Lapel Pin commemorates one's retirement from the U.S. Space Force. Kim, would you please come forward and place the retirement pin on your husband's lapel?
Punch him in the throat.
Smile. There we go. Nice.
Master Sergeant Williams will now be presented a certificate from the Chief of Space Operations, which reads, Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Master Sergeant Roderick L. Williams, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Space Force on the 1st of December, 2025. Signed, General Chance B. Saltzman, Chief of Space Operations, United States Space Force, and Colonel Ernest Schmidt, Commander, Mission Delta 4. Master Sergeant Williams is now being presented with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, which reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Space Force. The achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well-deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all Guardians, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation. As this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins, I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, John F. Bentabania, Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force. Master Sergeant Williams' wife, Kimberly, will now be presented with a certificate from the Chief of Space Operations, which reads, Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Space Force. In grateful appreciation, the United States Space Force presents this certificate of recognition to Kimberly P. Huey for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, General B. Chance Saltzman, Chief of Space Operations, United States Space Force, and Colonel Ernest Schmidt, Commander, Mission Delta 4. Kimberly is now being presented with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, which reads, On behalf of all Space Force Guardians and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Kimberly P. Huey. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Space Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, John F. Bentavania, Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force. Major Bland will now present RJ, Tristan, Erilyn, and Lorelei with the Military Child Certificates of Appreciation from the Commander, Mission Delta 4, Colonel Schmidt. The Military Child Certificate reads, A Space Force grad is a special type of person and an important member of the Space Force team. Space Force grads do not sign up to be in the Space Force. They are born into it. They have sacrificed as much for their country as their parents. They know what it means to pick up and make new friends. They know what it is meant to have their parents miss a school play, sports event, recital, a birthday, or a holiday, just because they have to work late, had to recall or deploy somewhere in the world. They know it is a hard chore to be a Space Force grad, as it is to be in the Space Force. But above all, Space Force grads understand that their job is very important to Mission Delta 4 and America. They realize that they are the best reasons that their parents give so much time to the United States Space Force. Thank you for your support. Signed, Colonel Schmidt, Commander, Mission Delta 4. Thank you, Major Bland and Master Sergeant Williams' family. Master Sergeant Williams has received a certificate from the President of the United States, which reads, I extend to you my personal gratitude and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our armed forces helped to protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long tradition of the finest military in the world, embodied the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best in our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Sergeant Riley and Sergeant David Bloger will perform a flag folding ceremony on the occasion of Master Sergeant Williams' retirement in honor for his dedicated service. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States will be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Space Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every guardian who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Space Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's guardians remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom, at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on land and sky around the world. It is their responsibility and our responsibility to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedom that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Master Sergeant Roderick L. Williams, United States Space Force, retired!
That's my boy.
That's my husband.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for getting me here today. For all the people who helped put this on, X, Ruben, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'll just speak louder. I need the mic. Thank you, sis. Y'all hear me now? X, Ruben, Major Bland, Brand, LT, like, thank y'all. Like, thank you so much for putting this on. I cannot have asked for anything more. For my guests in attendance and the recording, thank you guys. Like, y'all mean the world to me. Y'all mean the world to me, and I truly love every single one of you. So I wrote this speech. Everybody knows me. I normally just speak from the heart, speak from the top of my head. It has got me so far. Everybody shake his head over there. Yes, it's got me so far, and it's always worked well for me. But today I couldn't do that. I could not let my family get just something from the top of my head. So I thought about it, prayed on it, hit a little AI to kind of keep me on track. And so it's a little lengthy, but everybody know I talk. So I'm gonna do the best I can to keep it as brief as possible, but to give y'all the 100% authentic, everyday me. So I looked at this as, when I joined, Roderick Williams was born January 26, 1985. I love that day, it's my special number. My mom birthed me that day. But the version of me standing before you today was one shaped by discipline, commitment, failure, and resistance. And that was born November 15, 2005. That day I raised my right hand, took an oath, and was assigned a 10-digit number. 128-64-32774. At first, that number was just part of the job. Put it on papers, it was on your CAT card, it's on my CAT card. You rattle off at appointments and memorize like a phone number that I didn't choose it, but it chose me. But over time, it became something more. It became the backdrop to 2 decades of service, sacrifice, lessons, and love. Each digit in that number carries weight, not because the Air Force assigned it to me, because of what I lived through while carrying it. So I'm gonna tell you my story. 1, that's me. I'm my mom's only son. My mom and my dad's love shaped the earliest part of who I am. Even though life took its turns and they eventually went their separate ways, I am grateful for what they gave me, not just in blood, but in values and lessons and identity. When I was around 5 or 6, my stepdad Marvin entered my life. He stepped into a role that takes more than just words to honor. He showed up consistently, gave guidance, and with and without force, got my ass spanked a couple times, and helped shape the man I've become. And I'm honored you're here today. Thank you, Dad. My grandfather is also here with us, a steady presence. He's joined by his wife, Patty. Grandma Patty, I love you to death. Though not my biological grandmother, has shown me nothing but warmth, love, and support. My family, like me, is not simple. And I wouldn't have made it through this moment without them. So thank you. 2 careers. As many of you know, I started in the Air Force. Learning what it meant to follow orders, take ownership, and eventually lead the people. The Air Force grew me up. It taught me to be accountable, to think bigger than myself, and value the team above all. Then came the opportunity to join the Space Force. Did space my entire career. Why not? Just jump on in. Brand new mission, a new chapter, a chance to help build something from the ground up. The transition wasn't just professional, it was personal. It challenged me to evolve, to stay adaptable, and to carry forward the lessons of the past into a future not yet written. 8 different assignments to help shape my journey. It all began, as Major Bland said, out there in cold Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I was young, uncertain, and still fighting to figure out what service truly meant. But I had a supervisor, he's not here today, Mike Wheeler. If you know him, you know him. He saw more in me at that time than I saw in myself. He laid the foundation for what I would carry myself, how I carry myself in uniform, how I would treat others, and what kind of leader I would one day become. His impact stayed with me through every PCS that followed. From there, I went to the schoolhouse, started teaching, taught many people, some in attendance, some not, but every single one of them I still hold with me today. One of the most defining assignments came actually towards the tailor end of my career. Being lucky enough to come to the 11th Space Warning Squadron under the leadership of Mike Hall, now retired, with the camera, taking pictures, and Colonel Amanda Manship. They created an environment that pushed me, supported me, trusted me to rise to challenges I didn't even always feel ready for. Their leadership didn't just mold me professionally, it reminded me what good leadership feels like. And more recently, I served as the Mission Delta 4 staff, where I had the opportunity to be part of something new under the steady guidance of Colonel Michael Cabot. It wasn't just about structure or policy, it was about building culture. And I'm grateful to have a voice in that. Not every assignment was easy. Some tested my patience, some tested my limits, but all of them, every base, every badge, every briefing, contribute to the Guardian I am today. 6 ranks. So as you know, I'm an E7, so what happened to the one in the middle? I had the luxury of signing up for 6 years, so I got to skip one of them. Went from Airman Basic to A1C. Each stripe wasn't just a promotion, it was a commitment. With every rank came a deeper responsibility, a greater influence, and a growing awareness that leadership is about service. I wore each of them with pride, knowing I carried more than just my own expectations. I carried the trust of those I led. 4. From whom I could never get back. 4 brothers in arms whose lives were cut short during my career. But those memories live on with me daily. Staff Sergeant Austin Beeran was the first. His loss was a painful reminder that nothing in this life is guaranteed. Tech Sergeant Michael Garcia, my military twin. Some have heard this story before. We joined within weeks of each other, celebrated promotions side by side at the same base at the same time, and shared milestones like brothers. His absence still doesn't quite feel so real. Technical Sergeant Brian McMullen, who I met and was immediately separated from during NCOA because we couldn't be quiet and kept talking and laughing the entire time in class. He was quick-witted, brilliant, and someone I'll always carry with me. The last was Chief Willie Frazier II. I met him right here in Aurora. Quiet, a quiet giant, a leader who inspired not with volume, but with just his presence. Their memories stay with me. They were a part of this journey, and they will always be. 3 tiers of enlisted service I passed through, from junior enlisted to an NCO to a senior non-commissioned officer. As a young airman, I learned how to follow. As an NCO, I learned how to lead. And as a senior NCO, I learned that real leadership is service. And that the most important thing you can do is grow others. Getting close to the end, guys. Please bear with me.
Take your time.
2 chapters in my career where the path got rough. And I had to make a choice. Stay down or get back up. The first came when I was in Airman First Class. I was young and full of pride, and honestly, not yet ready for all that came with wearing a uniform. I was dealing with financial stress, and I let arrogance get the best of me. It took some corrective action and some tough mentorship to square me away, but it worked. And I'm thankful for those who didn't give up on me when I made it hard to be worth the effort. The second came much later in my career. After about a year after my divorce, I didn't quite really know how it affected me. I didn't know that it changed me. I started feeling disconnected from people and the purpose around me. I wasn't myself, and it took time and love and a lot of reflection and internal hard work to find my footing and again and come back strong. Neither of those moments defined me, but they refined me. And I stand here today not because I was perfect, but because I learned how to rebound, how to grow, and how to lead from a place of empathy. 7. It looks good on me now, but 7 different uniforms I've had the honor of wearing. Some were stiff and starch, like BDUs. Y'all remember them, got a little crisp. Some were pressed and pinned, lint rolled away. Some would look like bags, and for all the space people who've been here for a while, you know the flight suits. Roll out of bed and just roll, right? It looked good. Wore those too. Everyone had its own look and its own set of expectations. And if anything was even a millimeter out of place, Lieutenant Colonel Man-to-Manship, she took care of me. Got it straight, make sure everything was in line, and everything just looked good. But every time I put on a uniform, whether it felt like a recruit or a leader, I wore it with pride. Because no matter the cut, color, or chaos, they all stood for the same thing: commitment, discipline, and the privilege of serving something greater than myself. 7. Today marks the 7th time I stood in front of my peers to be recognized for outstanding performance. Now don't get me wrong, being handed a citation while everyone stares at you isn't exactly comfortable. You kind of smile awkwardly and kind of wonder, when do you look up, when do you turn left, when do you turn right, and am I doing it right? You always try to remember, is it shake, take, salute, take, shake, salute? Hell, just salute, make sure you get that right. Those moments didn't just celebrate success. They reminded me of the standard we're called to live upon, and the honor it is to serve along professionals who make you better just by showing up every day. Now the last number, 4. The 4 reasons I never gave up. RJ, Tristan, Erilyn, and Lorelai. RJ, our oldest, in college today. Hopefully, would have been watching the live stream if it worked. Even though he can't be here today, he was one of the first reasons I ever understood what legacy meant. I hope he knows how proud I am, and always will be of him. Tristan. Now I'm gonna steal Kim's line. My bonus son, whom I've never once felt like anything less than my own. Watching him grow these last 10 years have been one of the greatest privileges I've known. He taught me what it means to choose love and family every single day. Thank you, Kim. Erilyn, smart, driven, and full of heart. You inspire me every day. Your strength and determination are incredible, and watching you become your own person has been one of the greatest honors of my life. Lorelai. My youngest. You brought light into my world in a way I never saw coming. You are a joyful reminder of what truly matters. You are the child I share with the love of my life, my wife. And you brought laughter, balance, and purpose into a life that was already full, but didn't realize what it was missing. My 4 amazing kids, 4 reasons to lead by example, 4 reasons to finish strong. Each of you gave me purpose. Each of you made this uniform worth wearing. So in closing, that's it. 128-64-32774. A number that followed me through 20 years of service, but never defined me. What defined me were the people, the teammates, the mentors, the ones I lost, the ones who lifted me, and the woman who gave this career its true meaning. We met several years into our career, babe. Already weathered, already molded by life, but somehow you made everything make more sense. You understood it all. Not just because you lived it, but because you felt it, carried it, and chose to carry me too. Kimberly, thank you. Thank you for your strength, your love, your patience. For the way you led in your own right while lifting me with no spotlight at all. As I close this chapter, it's not an end, it's a handoff. Now I get to stand beside you as you keep serving, and I'll be the one cheering from the sidelines. To my teammates and mentors, thanks for shaping me. To my children, thanks for being my reason. And to Kimberly, thank you for being the greatest gift from this entire journey. This number may be retired, but the life it built, the lessons it gave, and the love it led me to will always stay with me forever. Thank you all.
We extend our congratulations to Master Sergeant Williams and his family. Please stand for the departure of the official party. This concludes today's ceremony. Please join us in congratulating Master Sergeant Williams in the receiving line, followed by some refreshments next door at Lowry Beer Garden. Thank you for joining us and have a great Space Force day.